Hi, how are you doing? A few people have asked me what I've got going on with TimeBomb Zone, the Prodigy remix that I did recently. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to quickly show you what I have going on within it. I'm using the Yamaha DTX 900M and the Yamaha DTX 12M multipad. I'm also using a MacBook Pro, which is running Ableton Live. There are some sounds, some modules and some plugins that I'm using within that as well, which we'll get to. And there's 6 concepts really that I've got going on. So I'm going to quickly explain what they are. The first one, I'm using channel muting. So the DTX 12M, as I'm hitting various pads, it's muting and unmuting various channels within Ableton Live. So if I demonstrate quickly, as I go through and hit these pads, you can see that the channels are being muted and unmuted accordingly. What this allows me to do is have samples within those channels on various drum racks, which I can then play using my kick drum, for instance. So as I unmute some channels and mute this channel, you have this sample. But then if I go over here to this pad, you then have that channel. But of course this is working in real time. So instead of me hitting the pad and then hitting the kick drum, it all works at the same time. As well as it changing the sounds for the kick drum, it's also changing sounds for the snare drum. The next thing I've got going on with the 12M is I'm also playing melody on MIDI channel 8. And I'm playing a plugin, Omnisphere. Therefore, when I start hitting these pads now, as well as it not only muting and unmuting channels, it's also playing melody. Along with the kick drum, it just adds another layer, which I thought was really nice. The next thing I have going on are samples, various samples around the kit itself. I've got a snare. The snare is actually 3 snares layered together, one on top of the other, which is giving me that sound. The kick drum is a custom kick drum of my own, and this is a sound of my own, and this here is a sound of my own as well. And what I've done is I've set these all to the same choke group. What that means is as I play one, it will immediately stop the other. Next up is triggering samples from Ableton. Within the sample stems that were downloaded from the Prodigy's website, you got some things which are really important to their track. And this one stem is the vocal. And what I did was I took that vocal and I put it in a scene in Ableton and MIDI mapped to that scene, and then had a follow-on switch within Ableton, which then allowed the vocal to finish and then follow on with a keyboard line. And it's triggered from the rim over here of the tom, of tom 1. So if I hit this rim, it then follows on, and then it goes back to the vocal, and then after the vocal it goes to the keyboard. And this will keep going, it will keep going and going and going. As long as it's got electricity, it will run forever. If I want it to stop, I hit the rim again, which I've mapped to the stop button, and it stops. And with the second hit, I've got a big boom that happens. A boom which I'm also using over here on this pad, and also on the cymbals as well. Along with the cymbal, you've also got that big boom. Over here, I'm also triggering the crash and a boom, but it's also triggering Ableton, which has got the big siren noise on there. Now that siren noise I can stop by hitting the other cymbal, or by hitting various other pads that I've got the stop button already mapped to as well. The next thing that I'm doing is triggering video. This goes back to my mute functions triggering various channels within Ableton. Not only is it then triggering those samples and those racks within those channels also have video clips on them, and the video clips change. So here, if we go to this pad here, and I start hitting my bass drum, you'll see that there are various video that comes up. In fact, with this channel, there's only one video that's on my kick drum, as you can see. If I hit my snare, it's another clip. Over here, there's another clip and another clip, and that's it. However, if I come up here and I hit this pad, it changes the mute channels, but it also changes the video channel. Now my kick drum, I have many other clips, and these are all on my kick drum. There's nothing on my snares or these noises. This is all on my kick drum. But down here, it's the same set of clips, but obviously it will start at a different point as to where I left off last time. The last thing I want to show you now, on Tom 3, on the rim, I'm playing Ableton again. This time I'm triggering a saw lead, which I've set up on that channel. This is on MIDI channel 10, and it's only being activated by a certain note, and that note is G0. G0 is the MIDI note of this rim. And what G0 is doing is then playing a great little program called Tune Trigger Mod. This is something that my friend Tobias has designed. It's a Max for Live device, which you can go and check out here at Ableton Drummer. And what this allows you to do is play one MIDI note consistently, but with the Tune Trigger Mod, you can then put in the notes you want it to play, and those notes can change. So even though you're playing G0, you can change the MIDI note with the tune trigger. And that's what I'm doing, which allows me to play the melody. And it's in real time, remember. So with all these things in mind, once you bring it together, you can start creating your own eDrum remixes. If you're interested, if you like this angle of electronic drumming, then why not head over to tugted.com, and I have a book which you can get hold of, and it teaches you how to do all this stuff, so you too can start playing around with electronic drums and sequencers and computers and video screens and lighting systems and all the other things, and start creating your own e-mixes. Bring it into your band's rehearsals and show them what else you can do with these amazing instruments. I hope this has been a good little insight into how you can do this stuff. If you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to jot them down. Send me a message. Always here, always ready to answer questions, and any problems, any troubleshootings or any queries, or how you'd like to know how to get something going on, give me a shout, man. More than happy to help. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to speaking to you all again soon. Take it easy. Bye.